Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us at our webinar. We will be talking today about animation content on the rise in the MEA region. And today we have invited a very interesting group of participants that will tell you about their companies and about their experience in animation industry. And this will be followed with a very interactive questions and answers section. And I encourage you all to start sending your questions from the very beginning. You can see our presenters now, our participants now on your screens. Lucia Bismara, she is representing DEA Planeta. DEA Planeta is a distribution and animation production company. Hirai Kisaiki, he is presenting TV Tokyo, and Khaled Banchucci, co-founder of Stars Play. I'm Aida Martirosyan. I will be moderating today's panel. I'm a managing director and founder of Hey Million. We are a localization company, and we provide dubbing and subtitling services in almost 64 languages, and Arabic is one of them. So that's how we came in contact with for the MEA region. So, our first speaker is Lucia Bismara. Lucia is a media industry enthusiast with almost 20 years experience in kids content distribution and brand development. After a formative experience as buyer for an OTT platform, she joined Planeta Junior sales team, at first focusing her activities in Italy. She promoted opening of Planeta Junior offices in Eastern Europe, where she expanded her activities, and further including the markets of Russia, Middle East, and Asia Pacific. She is currently handling media sales in Italy, CE, and Eastern countries at DEA Planeta Entertainment. DEA Planeta is a European leading company in creating and marketing family entertainment content and brands.
Thank you, Aida, for the introduction. So today I'm gonna show 4 titles from our portfolio. I'm very happy to be here today with you. Hi, everybody. But before that, I wanna give you a short introduction on our company, DEA Planeta Kids and Family. As Aida was saying, we are a European leader in producing high-quality animation and creating strong family brands. We started more than 20 years ago, and during this time, we grew because we moved from being a local distributor in our home countries, which are basically South Europe and Eastern Europe, and we became producers and creators of brands that we distribute in our that we distribute globally. So for our brands, we market them. We work hard to find the best media placement and then to exploit the CP, the consumer product strategies. Perhaps you are familiar with the previous name of our company, Planeta Junior. The company has been recently rebranded DEA Planeta Kids and Family to be included within the DEA Planeta Entertainment umbrella, together with other 2 branches that are interactive and fiction. I'm gonna show you a short reel now, company reel. So let's start with Milo. Milo is a show we are very proud of because it's the first preschool show in the UK where it's airing on Channel 5's Milkshake, who commissioned the show together with the British Film Institute. And breaking news, Milo has been awarded last week as Best Children's Series at British Animation Award. So if you need an award winner series for your lineup, for your schedule, just contact me. We created the show together with Milkshake and the UK studio Fourth Wall. And the show is about this little black cat, Milo, and his best friends, Lofty and Lark, as they explore the world of vocation with their outfit and their vehicles through role play. As you can see, it has a very colorful visual, very, very nice, very cute. And what is really important for us is that we want to present the different vocation with a positive tone to give optimism to the kids, because we really think that nowadays kids need the optimism and they need to understand that they can do whatever they want when they grow up, that every job, like Milo says, it's amazing, and every job is useful to society. The show is already on track for global expansion, as we have already secured partnership with main broadcasters in Europe, but not only. In fact, the show has been launched in Australia as well, and it will soon drop to LATAM on Cartoonito and HBO Max, and in China on distributed by our local distributor, MEA.
When I grow up, I think it would be amazing to be a doctor or a plumber, a teacher or a gardener, or see you soon.
For an upper target, our strongest brand is for sure Gormiti. Gormiti comes from a toy line created by Italian toy company Giochi Preziosi, and we created the show together with them and Spanish studio Kotok. The show is a mixture of comedy and animation, and the series has been already distributed in over 50 countries around the world, translated into 16 different languages, and it's also a successful licensing IP with over 40 partners around the world. So due to its success, we already produced 3 seasons for a total of 79 episodes for 11 minutes. And the saga tells the story of these 5 kids you see here. They represent the elements of nature. So from left, rock, ice, fire, wind, and light. And the kids can invoke through their bracers the knights of nature called Gormiti. And together with them, they have to defeat the evil Darkans. So I'm showing now the reel for season 3. That is the one which is still new for the Middle East market, because season 1 and season 2 have already been aired, while season 3 will be a premiere. So it's important that the first 2 seasons are already in Arabic language, while the third one needs to be dubbed.
catch it. Where are we? We can't get back.
Time has come. You'll need these.
New powers.
Unlock the power of the islands. Master the alpha energy. Find the fragments of the Titan heart. Take them to the Solar Knights. And restore the balance. The fate of the planet is in your hands.
Woo!
So next on our slate is Tilly, The Power Within, and I'm very excited to present this title to you, this project, because it's our first original IP. So we are creating the show 52 per 11 minutes using talented people around the world, like the head writer, Lina Foti, who won an award with her short film, Hair Love. And the story is about two step-siblings, Jem and Joe, you see them here. They come from different cities and different cultures, but through including narration, they learn how to become one family. Tilly is the little character here, it's their plush toy, who come to help them when they need him, when they need to find the confidence within themselves to overcome difficult situations. So the show will let children explore, understand, and face the world around them by connecting them to their power within, that here is embodied by Tilly. I'm gonna show you a teaser. We have no episodes ready yet. We intend to start producing the show after the summer, so we aim to close our financing within the summer.
Welcome to a world of adventures where everything is possible through our power within. Hi, I'm Joe. I love learning new things and living new experiences.
And I'm Jem. Sometimes I get the butterflies when I'm facing a new challenge, like when I left my home in Santa Vera to live in Nova City, and again on my first day in my new school. But I know all I need is the courage to take that first step.
Because when something seems hard, we can always count on Tilly.
When the world is new and you are all confused, there's a power within you that is waiting to be used.
Hi, I'm Tilly. I'm a soft plush toy, but for my friends Jem and Joe, I'm much more than that. I'm the power within their hearts, which gives them the strength to explore the world and enjoy everything it has to offer.
We have Tilly, the power within.
So the last title is another preschool show. It's a Korean production by Samji Studio. And it's a 52 episode show about search and rescue storytelling, like Paw Patrol style, to give you a quote. And so we think that the scheme, the narrative scheme of the show is very familiar to kids, so the audience can connect with the show immediately. As you can see here, the main characters are dinosaurs. We have 5 different dinosaurs who go into their missions. There's a pilot, an inventor, a detective, a doctor, a firefighter, and they are all managed, let's say, by their leader, who is a human girl called Joy, who is helping them from the headquarters. So they have these missions and that promote inner strength and teamwork and friendship through creative problem solving. So the kids during the show will learn about the world of dinos and about science and nature as well. So the show is 50 to 11 minutes episodes, and we are distributing it in some countries, some regions, including Middle East. I don't have a video to show you since the show is in production, but I'm happy to share with you a full presentation if you are interested. And that's all from me. So these are my contacts. So you are free to reach out to me by email or on my LinkedIn profile if you want to know more about our activities and our portfolio. And then I will be happy to answer your questions at the end of the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucia, for the presentation, and congratulations on the Milo Award.
Thank you.
Now I would like to present our next speaker, Hiroaki Saiki. Hiroaki-san has 30 years of experience in international dealings in the media industry, and he oversees the international distribution and licensing of IPs produced by TV Tokyo, the Tokyo-based FTA broadcaster with a focus on animation and live action shows, especially for children and young adults. Hiroaki, please, we will be glad to hear from you.
Thank you, Aida, for your kind introduction. Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hiroaki Saiki. I'm the head of global distribution at TV Tokyo. Many of us speak about anime or animation as Japanese. The other day, I read an interesting trade article that discusses that anime is the third most popular subgenre for international streaming platforms. I would like to talk about Japanese animation's status quo, its origin, and its characteristics. At this point, please allow me to switch off the camera because I don't know where to look at and I get nervous. Thank you. First, let us have a look at last year's theatrical box office results in Japan. Of the top 20 films, 18 were homegrown and only 2 were from Hollywood. Even considering the effects of COVID-19, which delayed the release of many American blockbusters, this is something quite remarkable. Of the top 20 films, 8 were animated. Given that the top 3 spots were all occupied by animation, the anime share at the box office will be much higher. But if you look at the list more closely, you'll realize that a sizable part of the domestic live-action films is based on manga or comic books in Japanese style. That is shown in yellow on this chart. The green part corresponds to live-action films made in Japan that are not based on manga. So close to 2/3 of the top 20 films are either animated and/or originate in manga. It is no secret that many anime products today stem from manga, so we had better understand what manga is. Let us go back 15,000 years in time. This is a picture painted on the wall in the cave of Altamira in Spain. Now, this is the same animal depicted in an ukiyo-e print only 200 years ago. I can tell that the way we look at the world did not change a great deal after 15 millennia. But Hokusai, the greatest master of ukiyo-e, is also known as the author of Hokusai manga, the first exhaustive sample book of comical drawings. So from the get-go, The origin of anime was entertainment for ordinary people, small merchants, their employees, and artisans living in the then most populous city of the world, called Edo, now renamed as Tokyo. Over the course of the last century, technologies advanced, and manga acquired motion, sound, and colors to become what we know today as anime. But you can see that not much has fundamentally changed in its style. Manga and anime continue to entertain adults and children alike. So what makes Japanese animation special? First of all, it is the unique design that combines tradition and innovation, appreciated by audiences of all ages. Second of all, it is the compelling storytelling. Over 400 periodical magazines specialized in manga are published in Japan. Manga is an infinite source of stories, not only for animation, but also for live-action films and TV shows. Anime's non-stop cliffhanger structure that originates from the very nature of periodical publication is a blessing for streaming platforms that encourage binge viewing, but also for linear broadcasters struggling to make audiences come back regularly. The third characteristic is the longevity that enables multi-rate exploitation. Audiences grow up with IPs and keep bringing in new fans through family ties, friends, and communities. Many consider Japanese animation as a great source of alternative entertainment for young adults who tend to drift away from regular TV viewing habit. It's great for example, late-night programming. Here, you'll see how some of the long-running anime series have played. A few of them continue non-stop every week over 2 decades, and others get remade to rejuvenate their fan base. As the media landscape evolved, the genre's popularity soared, especially with the democratization of streaming in the last decade. Piracy was a major blow, and it will continue to be, but anime strives to survive and prosper. Now, allow me to take another minute to introduce TV Tokyo. TV Tokyo is a multifaceted broadcaster which is equally active in production, merchandising, as well as event organization and promotion. Animation is our stronghold, especially on the international arena. We have been responsible for the world premiere of a number of shows which then went on to become global phenomena. Today, TV Tokyo dedicates to animation more regular time slots than all of the 4 other commercial network operators combined. We broadcast animation every day of the week on Saturdays and Sundays. We have over 200 TV series in our catalog, and here are some of our key properties in a variety of genres. To end my presentation, let me play a 1-minute compilation of our shows. We also have a ton of live-action series, but they are not included here. Thank you. Shukran jazilan. For those who would like to reach out to me, here is my contact. hiroaki-saiki@tv-tokyo.co.jp. Again, thank you.
Thank you very much, Hiroaki. Thank you for presenting to us TV Tokyo. And I would like to proceed to our next speaker, Khaled Banchucci, who is a co-founder of Stars Play. Stars Play is the subscription video on demand service that streams to 90 countries across the Middle East and North Africa. Prior to joining Stars Play, Khaled held the position of Vice President Series Programming at HBO Nordic, the first OTT service introduced by HBO Inc. In his role, he was responsible for the development of the programming strategy in both linear and on-demand services. He also worked with leading telecommunication operator Orange, leading its efforts in the TVOD and SVOD space. So, as you understand, he's the person who has the best insight probably on what makes animation succeed in the MEA region. So, Khaled, if you can present to us briefly Stars Play, and then there are questions that I would like to ask you.
Of course. Thank you very much, Aida, for this kind presentation. So now, please let me introduce you to Stars Play, a video streaming service that operates in the Middle East and North Africa. Okay, can everyone see my presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. So, Stars Play, company profile. Stars Play in a nutshell. So we are a video streaming service that launched now 8 years ago. We operate across the entire MENA region, and we are the first OTT service from the Stars brand in the US, which have been now acquired by Lionsgate. So Stars is one of the leading pay TV in the US, and one of the first foray outside of the US was the MENA region. And here we then launch the MENA service. We are one of the most growing SVOD service and leader in the MENA region and Pakistan. The service has around 12,000 hours of content from different sources, of course, Hollywood, Arabic content, Japanese content, Bollywood, and more. The service is priced at $10.99, and it offers a 7-day free trial. And we have also lower tier in package in North Africa and weekly packages, because we kind of understand the differentiation between the GCC and North Africa, or the GCC and Egypt. So we have a price point that differ depending on the countries. I'm going to skip on the shareholder structure. So our audience was 1.8 million subscribers. We are now closer to the 2 million subscribers, with a kind of even split between male and female, but a really young audience. The 18 to 35 represents more than 75% of our audience, which is kind of similar to the audience in the Middle East, to the demographic in the Middle East and North Africa. We are one of the #1 streaming service in the MENA region. This is the source from Omdia. This is for the past now 3 years. There is, of course, some growing competition, but due to our products, our telco relationship that I will give you a brief summary after, then we are still the #1 streaming service in the Middle East and North Africa. So in terms of products, we are available across all the devices. We offer 4K content. We offer content available in dubbed in Arabic, dubbed in French for North Africa. We also offer French UI in North Africa. Of course, we have a recommendation engine that have been built in-house, and offer also other many features. So the key partner of Stars Play is Lionsgate Stars. Lionsgate with more than 20 Oscar wins and 29 Emmy Awards, shows like Power and so on. And Stars is one of the leading paid TV service in the US. So for us, localization is key. Localization is contents that I will give you a brief summary after. But that is the strength of Stars Play. It is the only video on-demand service to have that many partnership with telcos across the MENA region. Here, for example, in the UAE, we have a key partnership with Etisalat. In Saudi, we have a key partnership with Mobily and STC. In Egypt, with Vodafone and Etisalat Maser, and so on and so on. And of course, I will not forget Ooredoo across Qatar, Kuwait, and Tunisia. So this is Stars Play in a nutshell as part of a company profile. But then in terms of content, and especially anime, I think animation is two pillars to look at it. There is the animation for preschool, I would say, until teenager, and then you have anime, the Japanese anime that is doing, that have been here for the past, I would say now 30 years, and now can have a second life for the past 10 years with some amazing properties that have been produced. On the animation side, Stars Play have been really lucky to work with a company like eJunior, which is the animation arm of eVision in the Middle East, in the UAE, and give us access to some really strong properties such as Peppa Pig or Yu-Gi-Oh! And then on the anime side, we were really fortunate to work with, of course, Saiki-san and TV Tokyo, and license Naruto, Fruit Basket, Boruto, but we also have, partnership with Aniplex for Demon Slayer. We worked with Toho for My Hero Academia and IQ. We work with Pierrot, Studio Pierrot for Kingdom. So we kind of were able to cover all the end of the spectrum, from the preschool, I would say, to adults, for animation to anime. And recently, in partnership with Abu Dhabi Media, we also launched a service called Majid TV, who offer the Majid properties animation to the Middle East and North Africa. And also we are offering also Mansour, which is one of the leading animation produced in the region. So this is Stars Play in a nutshell and our view on animation and anime. I will be more than happy to respond to your question. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Khaled. And we have questions that came from our participants during the webinar, which I would like to start asking. Khaled, you've mentioned that you have anime content on Stars Play. Can you tell us whether when you first started licensing anime content, did it meet your expectations, exceed, or were there ups and downs?
I think it definitely exceeded our expectation by far. We started with some property from Fuji TV, with Tokyo Ghoul and GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka. Those animation did well, but then when we started to have, what we called simulcasts with Japan, so less than 24 hours, we're able to offer the episode that was airing in Japan with properties such as Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, Kingdom. Then, our expectation, we were not able to kind of understand, because Japanese anime content was reaching the top 3 most watched content on Stars Play, when we had the biggest blockbuster, some of the biggest TV shows, Emmy Award winning, and here, Japanese anime was reaching the top 3. So our expectation were up to the roof. And this is why Stars Play is investing more and more in Japanese anime. And we are now having around 3 Japanese anime that are simulcast with Japan. And this is something that we're going to continue to invest in.
Thank you very much, Khaled. I would appreciate if all the participants can put on their videos for the question and answer session, questions and mics. So we have a question to Hiroaki, which might be as a follow-up question to what Khaled was answering. Hiroaki-san, the question is, have the adult animation content picked up pace in the Middle East, or you think that there is still room?
Am I on?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. So the question was, I think in general, I have no science about it, but I think still, no, only, also today, Japanese animation, even in the home country, is not for everybody. But if we compare Japan and Middle East, I still think that the choice that people make in choosing the animation to watch, I think Japan is more diversified, while the foreign audiences, especially outside of Asia, are probably a bit narrower in choice. Like there is more focus on sci-fi, action, fantasy genre, as opposed to like home comedy, romantic comedy, stuff like that. But I think over time it will the gap will fill relatively quickly, as we are witnessing more and more synchronicity globally in the viewing habit.
Okay.
If that was my understanding.
Thank you, Hiroaki-san. Lucia, question for you. You have mentioned that Gormiti is, the first 2 seasons are dubbed already in Arabic. Are they available anywhere? I mean, are they being shown anywhere?
They have been shown by Spacetoon, our linear partner in the region, but now they are again available as their rights have expired. And yeah, so we have the dubbing that can be used by other partners.
Okay, thank you. Question for Khaled. What type of animated content is the most popular in the region, in your opinion, and that distributors and producers should promote for Middle East?
So I'm really sorry. I'm trying to put the video on, and I don't know why I cannot do it, because I would like the participant to see me in person. Okay.
Yes, you're on now.
Okay, finally. Very sorry for that, Aida. So on the anime side, it's the genre called shonen. So it's this action-oriented stories based, of course, on manga. And I would say it's target the 15 to 30 years old. But on the anime side, there's also one thing that we need to keep in mind, is that anime was one of the only entertainments that people were able to watch in the region when they grew up. Everyone watched Captain Majid or Grandizer when they grew up. So anime is here, I mean, is in the culture of the, I would call them youth or young adult or even adults nowadays. And that's why you have this really, this appetite for anime content nowadays because of the story. So I would say anime shonen is really big. And then I think one thing that is getting more and more popular is local animation. And when you see the results of Mansoor, especially on YouTube, it's really quite impressive. If I'm correct, there are more than 500 million views on YouTube. So those numbers are really impressive because this is animated content produced by local talents available in Arabic.
Okay, I think you answered also to our next question, which we have received, and it was saying what kind of genre is in demand when it comes to animation on Stars Play. So probably, I understand that it's anime. from what you're saying.
Exactly. Sorry, I combined the both questions. But yes. So local animation, really important, and Japanese anime, especially on the shonen genre.
Okay. And questions are coming, down, and Khaled, someone else is asking, does Stars Play has any future plans to start producing their own animation?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, you have more and more studios now. You have local studios here in the UAE, but you also have a local studio in Saudi Arabia, for example, manga production. We now launch one anime series, one anime movie, and they have more and more. I think Saspe would start working with those partners on a at least co-production basis, having local story with the anime, I would say, genre.
Okay.
That will be the combo for the future.
Okay, thank you. Lucia, I have two questions for you. One is, what is the biggest percentage of the content that you are producing? Is it for preschoolers or for adults? And the second is, are you planning to increase in any way the percentage of the content that you are producing for the, let's say, young adults rather than the preschoolers, for example?
Yeah, so as Der Planeta Kids and Family, as the company brand says, we are focused on kids. We are producing for adults in our fiction division, which is not animation. And talking about kids, we cover all the targets from preschooler to upper kids, but it's the titles I presented today are more focused on preschoolers, but we are aiming to increase our production for an upper target, including live action as well.
Okay,
so
great.
This is our future plans.
I have a question for you, Lucia, which I don't know how it's relating, but I find it a fun question that I received, so I'm going to ask it. One of the webinar participants is asking, are there any plans to do an animation on Spanish football clubs? Very particular.
You know, one of my bosses come from that area.
Okay.
So I would say that even if we haven't done it yet, it's not in our plans, not yet. No.
Okay, so you can tell to your boss that we have an idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But we have, from Spain, we have many ideas. For example, Tilly comes from a Spanish, original IP, and also the words of the editorial words of books is full of many good characters, great stories, great ideas that we are investigating to find the next animated hit.
Okay. Khaled, follow up to your previous answer that Stars Play is planning to do animations. There is also a question, are you planning to invest in local animation productions?
Yes, as well. It's going to be more local anime than local animation, I believe, because it depends, on the target audience. And our target audience is around, the sweet spot is between 18 to 30 years old, and this local audience, this target audience wants to watch anime content. So it's going to be more local anime content than animation.
Okay, great. Hiroaki-san, question for you. Are there any new IPs in production currently by TV Tokyo?
In average, I think we are launching on our channel probably between 10 to 20 series a year or more. And while we do not control all of them, yes, we are in constant production of new shows. So please stay tuned. I don't remember off the top of my head what we have, but yes, there are many shows that are coming.
You've mentioned, I'm sorry, 20 series per year?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, in a year, depending on the length of the series, but some are like with only 12 episodes, some run for years and years. But I can safely say between 10 to 20 new series a year.
Do you think there is a secret recipe to which animes will be popular, they will become popular, and which will not, out of the 20, let's say, every year that you are producing?
I'm afraid nobody knows. Only God knows.
Okay. Lucia, your content currently, as we mentioned, is more concentrated on kids. And do you have also educational content, or it's more of an entertaining content?
Yeah, we try to combine both, especially for preschool content. We always want to give learnings to kids, but as you can see, Gormiti is completely action and comedy, so we also produce not strictly educational content.
Okay, thank you. So, Khaled, what was the biggest success in 2021? Do you have any data?
On the animation?
Yes.
So there's two metrics that we can look at success. One is the number of unique users, and the other one is the number of minutes spent watching, a show. It's meaning the binge watching. Okay. So there's those two metrics. On the unique users, I will say it was Demon Slayer. I mean, it's currently Demon Slayer. That's one of the top performing anime. But then on the number of minutes watched for a single animation, it's by far Naruto, who is now on the top, if I'm correct, top 5 shows or top 5 contents on the platform for the past 18 months. Okay. It's continued to be on the top 5, and in terms of number of minutes watched, which is, engage the binge watching.
Okay. As someone who is running localization company, I cannot help and ask you, Khaled, one of your slides had the title, Localization is Key. So what role localization plays in the projects that you are doing? And do you see it impacting in any way the success of the projects?
Sure. So one thing that we did, and it's in partnership with Saiki-san from Chibi Tokyo, is that we decided to launch Naruto Shippuden, Boruto, and even Fruit Baskets dubbed in Arabic on the service. And in order to really measure the content consumption for the dubbed version, we separated both. On one side, you can find the original version with subtitled in Arabic or subtitled in English. And on the other side, you can see the dubbed version in Arabic. And it was really the project of Saiki-san, and I want to say chapeau, monsieur. And it was really successful because the Arabic version is now doing around 30 to 40% of the total consumption of, let's say, Naruto. Okay. So it exceeded my expectation. I think it's something that the company is going to do more and more, but we also need to reflect the local dialects. Let's say, for example, we have an animation like IQ. IQ is about this volleyball group, with people coming from different regions from Japan. Here, maybe there is this opportunity, so instead of dubbing, with the same Fosha, then you can have, some character who will have an Arabic coming from the Levant, some character will have an Arabic coming from Egypt, and then do kind of a pan-Arab localization. This idea came from one of the dubbing studios that I was talking to. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that we're going to start to evaluate going forward. But yes, okay. Arabic localization is key.
I think one thing that I want to mention on Naruto, I have to say that Can I brag, please? But that Naruto is our dubbing. Can I?
I don't know if we were able. I don't know if we were able to say that, but of course.
Yes.
And if I may, I mean, one thing that we did, I mean, in partnership with you, Emilian, and Chibi Tokyo, is that we offer to our viewers: do you want to have it in Fusha? Do you want to have it in Levantine, or do you want to have it in Egyptian dialects? And then we did a kind of a survey, and we let people choose which version they wanted. And with the great job that have been done in 3 languages, still, Fusha was the #1. So yes, Aida, thank you so much.
Thank you too for the opportunity to you, Hiraki-san. But that's what actually I wanted to mention, that this was the first project in the MEA region where the clients asked us, like, can we produce an episode in 3 different dialects and have the fans vote on it and see which one they like? And that was the first ever that we did for the MEA, and we had the same episode running in 3 different dialects and the fans voting. And it was very interesting to see the dynamics, that they still, the biggest group of fans prefers to hear it in Fusha.
Exactly.
Lucia, for Milo, that you are now doing it, I think, in Latin American Spanish and in Portuguese, the localizations, right? Are there any plans to do in other languages that can be helpful for the MEA region?
Yeah, definitely, because we already dubbed the series in many languages, actually, because we are distributing it very fast. It's a very easy show, everybody loves it, both the buyers from broadcasting channels, but also the kids themselves, the audience. So we are very near to dub it into Arabic, and also 2 other languages, including Russian.
Yes, very good.
Many other will be coming soon.
I want to ask one question about a different type of localization, not linguistic, but character. I mean, there is a perception in different countries, especially when it's in animation content. Some things are good, some things are bad. So, for example, in many cultures, Black Cat, which is in Milo, is a bad omen. Yes, I'm sure we have this kind of things in many other countries. There was an animation where we had a pepper, and it had to be replaced with broccoli, because European kids, no, actually there was a broccoli and it had to be replaced with pepper because European kids hate broccoli, but they said in some Asian cultures they love broccoli, so they won't understand why is this kid, making faces. Do you feel there are these kind of issues when you are working with animated content?
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah. That's why when we dub the content into different languages, which are not ours, we always want the local channel to be completely involved in order to be sure that we take care of all these aspects. And it's the same that we do when we dub in Italian production by others, because we also did, and we did in the past, but we still are doing it. And we want to read the scripts and take care of all these details for sure. Because at the end, the kids that watch the show should be completely, involved in the show and find themselves within the show. So the show should represent their real life.
Yes, Khaled, do you pay attention to these kind of issues with an animation?
We do, but we let the creator of the show, we believe in the IP and we believe that it could work in the region. Maybe we can do some little tweaks if needed, but not like change a character, for example.
Okay, Hiraki, we have probably one last question, and someone is asking you, is there a difference in selling anime to Middle East than to Europe?
I have to confess that my experience in selling in Middle East is rather limited compared to Europe. So I can't tell exactly, but to your point about cultural difference, I think we need to be a little more sensitive about the issue of gender, for example, in the Middle East. But I don't know, in terms of the choice of programs, I don't really see a lot of difference. But I think the behavior of buyers or the issues they have in mind in selecting a program will be different.
Okay, so, and one last wrapping question. Let's start going Lucia, Hiroaki, and then Khaled. The question is, what emerging trends could or could not influence your upcoming projects in very short 30-second answer? Lucia?
So I wanted to say two, but in 20 seconds, I will say one only. I think it's the digitalization that is a trend that we cannot hide from. All our brands are now being born not just as TV content, media content, but also digital brands. So for all our IP, we are creating a whole digital environment, including websites, social networks, apps. Also, we are developing non-fungible tokens for some of our IPs. So we created a specific team in Barcelona, where our head office is, and a branch itself within the company, which is the Planeta Interactive, to take care of that aspect, which is for sure important.
Thank you. Hiroaki?
Yeah, like I was saying, that we already produce very many shows every year in very diverse genres, be it love romance, comedy, fantasy, action, sci-fi, costume play. So I don't think we'll be focusing on any of them. We just keep making many different shows, and it's for the audience to pick one or two.
Okay, thank you. Khaled?
I would say local content, and local content. That's the trend.
Okay.
That's the trend for the future.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to our participants. This was very nice to hear the opinion of all three of you and to get also the questions from our audience. We are hoping that we will see you all, both the participants of the webinar, the speakers, and those who were watching us at the DICM International Content Market, 23rd to 24th of November. And of course, also join the next webinar, save the date for the next DICM webinar, Buying Habits in MEA, Part 2, on 28th of May on this next month.
Thank you, Aida. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.